Fam, what's up? Welcome back to the REI Big Shots podcast with my co-host, 𝗰cie𝘃𝗲𝗿.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Today on the show, we have a legend. We have a freaking legend of real estate. I mean, I can't say this enough. I feel like this is one of the guys that has had the most ripple effects, I feel, in like throughout the industry, in our vertical, right? With us, none other than Mr. Steve Trang. Hey, Steve, he's a man. If he can't do it, no one can. Steve. This is a virtual hug for you, bro. Right?
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for doing this and being on the show with us. I mean, you're working on very exciting stuff. So a little bit, for those who don't know who Steve is, and you're in the real estate space, you just haven't been looking anywhere. But he runs the Real Estate Disruptors Podcast. I mean, it's one of the I feel like the top podcasts in the industry. You've had a lot of killers in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, you yourself have a long track record of deals and negotiation, and broker as well, and I mean the whole 9 yards, right? Yeah. You've done it all in the industry. Now you're getting into some very, very interesting areas, which I want you to talk about, and
sure.
I mean, we just want to pick it all apart. So welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor. I mean, you guys have both been on my show, and we've known each other for such a long time. It's an absolute honor to be here.
Yeah, it's really cool to have you here. Just like it's like full circle.
Yeah,
it's super cool. So and we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that being said, right, it's right now you're working on a few things. The landscape is changing. It's changing really, really fast.
Really fast.
Yeah, and I mean AI is one of the things that just kind of came in with the vengeance through like all the industries, and I feel we haven't capitalized yet on AI in the real estate investment space yet, right? You're running some really, really interesting stuff on the AI front. So before I get to that, give us a quick little breakdown of how you got started. Go back through your history, what got you into real estate, how you evolved through real estate, and now you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, we want to know the hero's journey.
Hero's journey. Yeah. So I think for my story to be relevant, I think you have to go back even further and like how we came to this country, right? So like I'm an immigrant. I wasn't born here. I was born in a refugee camp in Italy. So like if you guys hear some political rants here and there, I'm an extreme capitalist, I'm an extreme entrepreneur, and the reason why is because of our history. And so, my grandparents were all merchants, or at least my grandfathers are merchants, right? In China, and they sold whatever they sold in China, and when communism took over, they had to flee, right, to safety, and my grandparents on both sides fled to Vietnam. So they lost everything as entrepreneurs, lost everything, and rebuilt all of it. My grandparents on my dad's side were jewelers. My grandparents on my mom's side were scrap metal. And they rebuilt everything. And they lost it all again.
They went back into the same industries? And
I don't
rebuilt?
know what their other industries were in China, but they rebuilt everything in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And they lost it all again because of communism, right? And so
they lost it twice, basically.
They lost it twice,
Jesus.
Right? And so my parents fled on boats. We were rescued. I mean, after they were attacked a bunch by sharks and everything else, pirates out in the oceans, like literal pirates. We were picked up by an Italian Navy ship. I was born in a refugee camp in Italy.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, how'd you end up in Italy? Like,
so
that's a nice spot to end up in. Right?
Well, Italy is not where I was born.
The refugee camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Selective hearing, Vic.
He said Italy, it just sounded great to me.
Yeah, it wasn't Florence, but I came here as a baby, so everything I know is America. But like you remember all those stories, right? And like they came here with absolutely nothing, and they worked their butts off to put 6 boys through college, right? And so for me, I got the good grades, got the good job, right? Went to Intel, and then I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it's like, wait, there's another way to make it. And that was the beginning of real estate. So I remember like I picked up that book like 03, 04, right? And I bought my first rental property. Sorry, my first flip, which eventually became a foreclosure. That's a different story. And then I became a realtor in 07, which was a complete distraction for like 9 years. But I was a realtor. I started a brokerage, did short sales, foreclosures. Along the way, started a title company, did a joint venture in mortgages, did wholesales, flips. Let's see what else there was. Bought some apartments, started a bank, got a podcast, then did sales training. And now we're
You started a bank. You had a bank.
Wait, I didn't know
also?
that part of it. Yeah.
I didn't either. That's
you guys don't
crazy.
know about Scottsdale Community Bank?
No.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So yeah, there's only one community bank in Scottsdale, and that's ours. So we started a bank. Me and Jack Bosch were small, tiny fractional owners
Yeah.
in a bank.
Really?
That's cool. I did not know that. That's
Nice.
You never told us that.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
So if I need a loan, I can hit you up.
now I know.
Yes, but it has to go through underwriting. Like those guys on Instagram that says I have my underwriting department. Like, no, legit, we have an underwriting department.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Scratch that.
Now I can say my buddy owns a bank.
Yeah. You're a banker. Financier.
I bought it only as a flex, right? Like I don't need a Lamborghini.
That's a big flex.
Yeah, I don't need a Lamborghini. I just every once in a while I was like, oh, by the way, I started a bank.
Yeah. Mic drop.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Impressive.
Yeah.
So, walk me through the process. I mean, we met a long time ago. We've been friends for a while, and like seeing the just kind of like the evolution has been really cool because I feel like we get front row seats to your path. I mean, all the way from the early days of the pod before you were just talking about launching the podcast and when we first met, but even before then we came across a few times on deals and wholesaling. So you've seen the highs, the lows, and everything in between, right? I mean, that speaks to the character, and I feel like to the tenacity of the person, right? Which in this case, man, I mean, big respect. Everything
just to clarify, right? Like we met because he was stealing food out of my family's mouth, right? To be clear.
Well, he's a competitor.
Yeah, so like
That's funny.
because he was Sean Terry's guy, and like I was a
that makes
solopreneur, and we're both doing PPC, and like, oh, I didn't get the deal. Okay, well that sucks. And Sean Terry got that one too,
Got it.
right? And it wasn't Sean Terry, it was Rafael. And so when I met him, or the first time I knew of Rafael, he was actually speaking on stage, right?
At
He's
Sean's
speaking
event.
at Sean Terry's event,
Got
and
it.
I'm in the audience, right? Free ticket, similar to our story.
Yeah.
I'm the free ticket. Someone got 2 tickets, and I'm like the guest. And I was like,
That's
oh,
funny.
that's cool. Or the guy walks around with a manila folder and a checklist. Okay, good to know.
And it's cool because Sean, because I'm in Sean's mastermind, he still mentions you. He still talks about you.
He's the
Yeah,
guy's
he's
man. I have the biggest respect. I
Yeah,
mean, he's
great.
like my OG mentor.
Same here.
For
He's a
for
great
the real estate stuff. I mean, he showed me all that that entire side of it. I mean, he's another guy that's had so many ripples, man. He's inspired so many people.
100%.
And I feel like at least in our circle, right, in our group, like somehow, some way, most have been impacted, by what he did back in 2015, 14, 16.
Absolutely. I mean, my PPC site was a straight copy and paste from his, right? Like, when I got into the business, or when I got onto PPC marketing, like, I tried building my own and it didn't work, right? Because I was like, free appraisal for your house, because I'm a realtor. I'm wearing my realtor hat.
Yeah, you're thinking realtor-ese.
Yeah, so like, find out what your house is worth, blah, blah, blah. Those are all crap leads. But, like, buy my house, sell my house, and all these other things. Like, wait, why does sell my house cost so much more than all the other ones?
Yeah.
Let's see what shows up on sell my house. So I Google sell my house, like, these sites are different.
Yeah.
Right? And so at that point, I just copied Sean's page, except for the old lady, right? Remember, he milked the hell out of that video.
Oh, dude.
Right?
Yes.
Right? So except for the old lady testimonial, like everything else is the same. And then I went and copied his entire PPC campaign. There was this thing, Keyword Spy. Right? I think it was keywordspy.com. Like I bought that software. I downloaded his entire Google PPC campaign and ran that like my own.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like he was always moving. I feel like taking a lot of those risks ahead and somehow, some way, like ahead of the curve.
What's interesting, I got into real estate through his students.
Yeah.
It wasn't even through him. At first, it was his students. And I'm like, okay, where do these guys learn? And then I'm like, okay, Sean Terry. So it's kind of crazy. But, me and Steve go back as well, because I knew Steve when he was a door knocker.
Yeah. I was door knocking for business because this is when I had my brokerage, right? And I was like, well, let me show these realtors how it's done. So I'm going to go knock on all the doors in the commercial building. And I knocked through all the doors in my building. It's like, well, let's go to the next building. And I go knock on this next building, and like Vic's there, and he's like the only one there, right? And we're talking about, does he have any needs to ever buy or sell anything? Does he have any friends and family? He's like, no, but like, have you heard of this wholesaling thing? I was like, yeah, I've heard of this wholesaling thing. He's like, yeah, there's this guy. He does, was it Wholesale America or Cash Buyers USA or something like that, right?
Was it National Cash Offers?
Yeah, National Cash Offers. Like, have you heard of Carlos Reyes? Like, yes, I've heard of Carlos Reyes, right? And so then, it's like, that was how we initiated our connection.
Correct, yeah. Well, from what I remember, Steve wasn't really talking. It was more he was overseeing his salesperson.
Yeah.
Like she was like,
Yeah.
she was in training. So she was doing all the talking, and he was just like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually, I started wholesaling, and then all of a sudden, you're wholesaling, and then that's how we got into it, and we just from then
ears perked up.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really crazy, right? Like we talk about the power of proximity and the power of mastermind all the time, but it's not until you're actually in a setting like that you start to see the how powerful it is, like how truly powerful it is. I was having a conversation. We just had or Brent just had a workshop right now. I presented this morning a virtual wholesale model, and I was talking to some of the guys. Is like. They're sitting in a room right now where collaboration is just, it's a couple of words away.
Yeah.
And when we don't reach out or pay attention or just go like that one little extra step to have a conversation with somebody who we think maybe even just suspect, right, that they can be, or there can be some type of synergy here. It's opportunities that just, come and go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wasted time.
Yeah. But it's interesting though, when I think about it, it's kind of serendipity that, now if I've been on his podcast and he's on ours, and we were in the two buildings, like we were neighbors.
Over.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's kind of nuts.
Well, and it's through that relationship also, like that I got into like the podcast because while I'm hanging out with Vic, we're talking about doing deals together, whatever. He's like, hey, I got this extra ticket to the Edge, so it's funny. Like I met you, extra ticket, right, and then you gave me an extra ticket. Yeah. I go to the Edge with Dean Graziosi, and this is in 2018, right? Yeah. And while we're there, there's a guy on stage, Brendan Burchard, who's talking about like, hey, everyone wants to hear your story. Like, obviously, he has a course to sell, right? $2,000 product. We saw how many people walked back there to buy those books or his courses. He did really well there, but his message was still good, right? Which was like, everyone wants to hear your story. It's like you got to write a book, you got to start a blog, or you got to start a podcast. And I already wrote a book, didn't do so well. It was really more like marketing material, like how to sell your house for top dollar, just to give away to homeowners, establish credibility. But I had a blog too, and the blog sucks. Like it just didn't do very well. And then I was like, well, I'll start a podcast. So like this is Wednesday, this is Friday and Saturday. So on Saturday, I think he spoke on stage like, all right, well, I'm gonna start a podcast. And by Wednesday, I had decided the location. I had two buddies that had studios, who, not how. So I found my two buddies that had studios. Like, all right, I'm gonna go in there. Like, how much are you gonna charge? The first guy was like, I'll charge $100 an episode. It's like I get like the camera, the setup, and a producer, $100 an episode.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's like, okay, cool. Call my other buddy. It's like, hey, I want this podcast thing. Like, what are you gonna charge per episode? It's like, oh yeah, for everything's $500 an episode. Like, cool. I'll get back to you. Right.
Go back to the first guy.
Go back to the first guy. I was like, all right, it's a deal. So I went to go his office. We did it, and Wednesday, I remember like it was Wednesday right after Brendan spoke. I did a Facebook Live. It's like, hey, we're gonna have a podcast next week, 2 p.m. live on Facebook. Check it out. I didn't have a title. I didn't have a format. I didn't have a guest. Like, we're just gonna figure this out. And like the Sunday after that, bought realestatedisruptors.com because part of the like which brand I'm gonna do is like which domains are available.
Yeah.
Realestatedisruptors.com.
It's a perfect name, by the way.
It's a really good name.
Yeah.
I was fortunate. Very fortunate. Yeah. Ironically, Real Estate Disruptors with an E misspelled was taken, but the correct spelling was
the
better.
correct one was wow.
So
that's interesting.
then I reached out to Templeton Walkers, like, hey, you want to be a guest on my show?
Yeah.
And that was it.
But I think your first guest was Carlos and Sal, right?
They were number 2.
Oh, they were number 2.
Yeah, the first
Tempe
one.
opened it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Templeton was the first one. And I still remember, like, the producers, like, hey, look, like, you're doing a podcast. Just know, like, it's going to take a while to get started. Like, don't get your feelings hurt if it doesn't pop off.
If it doesn't, yeah.
Right? I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like, it's my fail. I don't care. I'm just going to try it.
Yeah.
But it popped off pretty quickly.
It popped off, yeah. We had 35 live watching the whole time for Templeton, and then 70 for Carlos. But I remember, like, after the first one, I'm done with Templeton. He's like, okay, well, I guess you'll do okay.
Well, but to me, it's interesting because we were talking at the event, and you made a comment about something like, I'd like to be like associated with those guys or connected with somehow. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, dude, like you said, start a podcast.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, like within 2 weeks, he literally
took action, went after it. Yeah.
So it's like, to me, it just shows me how quickly he executes.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, it's funny you hear all these guys like, I've got this idea, but I don't want to share it, right? Or I'll tell you, but like, don't do anything with it, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, like ideas are just not that valuable.
Exactly.
It's who can actually do something with
execution.
it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we see that like especially on the mentorship space. I mean, we see that quite a bit, right? Where
aggravating.
where you give people the tools, all the bells and the whistles, and it's like they just sit on stuff, and that's a reality. Like I feel like the entrepreneur breed is exactly that. It's just it's a very select breed because it's not that the IQ power or the processing power or the smarts are there. You know. Way better than everybody else. It's not that. It's the action factor. It's going in there. It's like, cool, I'm gonna put my ass on the fire and then get going with this. If it fails, I'll fail forward and figure it out.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and I know this is about Steve, but it's a great point because a couple months ago, I just seen like the community that Paces builds or the community that Steve has. I'm like, you know what? I should build a community. So I offered a ton of people that I met, people reached out to me. I offered like a free coaching program.
Yeah.
And I was doing a free weekly Zoom, and it was free. And I'm like, okay, if I could teach these people how to get deals, send me deals, we can all make money together.
Yeah.
And I think there's only like one that really showed interest. And I'm like, but it's funny, in conversation, they're like, hey, can you teach me the business? Can I work with you? What can we do? Blah, blah, blah. But when it came time to like really learn the business and act on it, like it was only one that really.
Isn't that crazy?
It was crazy. And I just shut it down. I'm not going to, and this is going to sound bad, but don't give pearls to pigs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's awful, but it's true. Because they don't value it. It's crazy.
It's what's important to them, right? So like, I've kind of said this is a kind of a bad joke, but like most people want to be rich. Like I want a 6-pack. Like I know what's involved. It's not like I can't figure this out.
Yeah.
It's just not that important to me.
You just don't want to do 6-pack stuff.
Yeah, right. And so like they want to be rich, but they don't want to do the work that's required, right? Like the late nights, the heartbreaking situations, right? Like, I mean, having multiple escrows die in a day, that's not stress a lot of people can handle, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, you guys went through it with, I think you probably went through it the worst of the three of us when the hedge fund stopped buying.
I had so many deals canceled on me. It was insane.
Yeah, right? Like, and you're still here.
Yeah.
How many people aren't?
Yeah. Vic and I, we were one day away from a 300. What was it? A 300,000 plus.
300. Oh, that's crazy. That's a crazy.
Yeah.
Should we tell the story?
Yeah. Go for it.
So he sends me a deal. It's a portfolio in Tampa.
Yeah.
And so I send it to one of my funds, and they make us an offer. And initially we were gonna make $700,000.
Yeah.
700,000 is what we were gonna make. I mean, it was a done deal. $700,000. The seller was dragging his feet to sign the contract, because what happened is right at that time the interest rates were being dropped, and I'm like, dude, we're gonna make a ton of money on this, and I'm like, has he signed? And he wasn't signing the contract, and then every week they're like, hey Vic, interest rates are dropping. It was just freaking horrible timing. It wasn't bad timing, horrible timing.
Facts.
They were just, and this is, I'm not making this up. It's crazy shit. It's crazy. And so every week they're like, hey Vic, our new price is this. Our new price is this. I'm like, Rafael, bro, you got to get them to sign, dude. This is like, we're losing money. Like now we're gonna make like 400,000. And finally, when they signed, we were gonna make 300 or 315.
Yeah,
which is still
just
good.
above 300.
But they signed the assignment. It was a done deal. And this is a hedge fund. They're not gonna back out of a deal. Next thing you know, Thursday, no, I think on a Tuesday they raised interest rates.
Yeah.
And then I hadn't heard from them. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I haven't heard from you guys. And like, Vic, I'm sorry, we just paused buying. Mm-hmm. And they terminated.
Literally, like by a day we missed it.
But dude, it was
needless to say, the seller was pissed and was like, listen, man, you're dragging your feet. Trust me, we are pissed.
But if he had signed it, when we sent it, we would have made 700 G's.
Yeah, but it goes to your point, right? Like sometimes, I mean, we have highs, and then we have lows. And I feel that there's a certain tenacity that goes along with that type of choice, right? Because we all make a choice to play in the space.
It's very stressful being a business owner. I didn't know that in 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. Like it was cake. It was easy to make money. Like we're all making money. But now you realize, okay, it is kind of stressful.
Yeah.
But it's better than working for someone else.
Oh, that'd be way more stressful.
Period.
Yeah. I mean, we're broken employees, man.
Yeah.
We would be worth
No,
nothing.
I was a.
There's no way.
I was a good employee. I think I produced, but I also know I annoyed the hell out of people.
Yeah.
I
did.
So Intel had 6 core values. I can't remember all of them, but there was one of them, which was disagree and commit, which is like, all right.
that was your core value.
That was their core value. That wasn't my core value. So it was, all right. So you had your project manager, right? It's like, all right, here's how you're going to do it. And I said, okay, but that's not the best way to do it.
Yeah. Disagree and commit.
Yeah. And they're like, okay, but like our core value is disagree and commit. So like, just do it this way. Cause like I'm the project manager. I feel that's the right way to do it. And I said, okay, I'll do it that way. And I did exactly what they asked.
Yeah.
But I would still do it my way too. Right? Because I could do them both in the same time. Like I was a master procrastinator. Like I was working 25 hours a week, waiting to the last minute and everything, and I could still get both of them done. And I could still submit my work. And I always got like really good reviews, right? And they look at it as like, okay, like your way was better. But yeah, I was not like, if you didn't let me do it my way also, I would have been awful.
I was the same way. It was like, hey, dude, we're doing it my way. Even if it doesn't work, I don't care.
I don't care.
It's my way.
So let's switch gears a little bit. On, I mean, you've gone through your real estate, journey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're still very much in it. You
But
kind of
I'm not so much anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as the podcast and the
Yeah.
exposure and everything, right? So you're still a big influence in that space, but you have switched.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say verticals, but I feel like strategies within some verticals. Now you're doing, you're developing AI,
Mm-hmm.
which is like I feel like it's the spot to be if you're going into anything or any area.
Right.
I mean, you guys are coming up with some wild shit out there. I mean, we'll do a little demo of it right now if it's okay with you, but.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so I want to talk a little bit about like the reason why we did the transition. So
I'm curious about the struggle too that you went through.
Yeah, so I did. So part of my distractions, right? I'm at Collective Genius. Jason Medley, the founder, he's been saying since I met him in 2020, he's been telling me to focus, right? One thing and do it well. And then my best friend, Pejman, I've known him since 7th grade. And we were accountability partners every month since 2011. And it's always the same thing, like shut down your brokerage, do one thing well, right? And then he sold his company. On top of all that, he's like, make sure you build one thing that you can sell. Build a company you can sell. Like that's been one of his main themes. And then in the midst of all this, I get distracted and I start Whale Club, right, with Paul Sparks. And that's another thing that is a distraction. But in going through that, we talked about like you only have 6 currencies, which is attention, time, influence, money, energy, and relationships, right? Like those are your 6 currencies. You got to focus on all those. Like you got to figure out which one you have an abundance of, which ones you don't have enough of. Use the ones you have an abundance of to get more of the ones that you're missing.
Yeah.
And with that, I started to realize, okay, I do really have a limited amount of attention, all right? And then I pick up Vivid Vision, which is Cameron Herold's book. It's an incredible book. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely check it out.
Yeah.
In December 2023, during the dead time, right, of the year, I sit down and write out my Vivid Vision. And as I write it out, I look at it, I was like, real estate's nowhere in this vision. It's just not, there's not a single sentence about real estate in this vision, right? And the mistake I made was I just gave it to my whole team without telling them, like, real estate's not in there. Because everyone on the real estate team was like, so where's the real estate section?
What's that mean for us?
Yeah, that was the question. What does this mean for us? Like,
Steve, there's something missing.
Yeah, so, but I mean, I always knew I was an entrepreneur first, and real estate was the vehicle.
Yeah.
I did real estate because real estate is going to sound awful to some people, but like real estate is the easiest way to make money, like to create wealth.
I don't think it's awful. Like I think it's the most logical. Yeah,
people are struggling might hate that answer.
Well, I mean, you put in the work. You know, it's one of those things that it eventually clicks.
In a normal market, it is the easiest way to make money.
Yeah.
I agree because I tried a lot of different businesses. While I was employed, I would always try my own business because I'm an entrepreneur as well. I hated working for someone else, even though it was my family and I loved them. I hated it. And so, yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So it was always just a vehicle to get to where I wanted to be. And so once I found a path where I could build a business that I can actually sell, it was pretty hard.
Yeah.
To be passionate about real estate.
Yeah. So you're still leaning though. I mean, you're a service provider in the real estate space.
I am a service provider in real estate space, but I don't want to be only in real estate. It's just like we're going to maximize that authority.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you start somewhere, right? Like
Yeah,
you branch
exactly.
out from
But for
somewhere and
now,
then develop from that.
The riches are in the niches, right? So
Yeah.
probably it's a good stepping stone.
So,
Yep.
so give us the breakdown on that. I mean, you guys are developing, and not that I want to spill the beans on on what you guys are. I want you to talk about that, but I mean, you're developing AI, and it's in a very, very interesting way. It's actually filling up a big gap or a big need,
Yep.
especially in our space, right? So talk to us about that.
So everything we've built has been through demand, right? So like when we launched sales training back in 2019, it was because I was in Dallas at We Live 19, and I spoke in Max Maxwell's stage, and I talked about our sales process, and everyone was like, "Well, hey, like, can you show us how to do that?" I was like, "Oh, okay, so this is a product. Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a product, right?" And earlier this year in March, not that long ago, I was at Collective Genius, and like AI was the theme of this particular event. And Stephanie Butters with Left Main REI, she pulls me aside, is like, "Hey, look, you guys need to take everything you know and make it a role playing tool so you can coach salespeople. Like, because I bring on a salesperson, I want to use role playing to train them better because I don't want my sales managers to do it, right?" It's like, okay, that's cool, appreciate that. That's gonna be a distraction, but like, thanks for saying that, right? And then Brad Chandler at the same event pulls me aside, is like, "Hey, look, I got salespeople that are joining my team. I want an objective way to measure that they're ready for like leads I'm paying for.
Yeah.
So can you create an assessment with your tool so I know they're ready?" I was like, okay, that's the second person, interesting data point, right? But probably still a distraction. And then Casey Ryan in Vegas pulls me aside. Is like, "Hey, like you should offer all your clients a tool to automatically review their calls." So okay, so 3 people have pulled me aside at one event. It says you need to do this. Like, this is a product.
There's something there.
There's something here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I'm also like, I'm no longer allowed to make decisions, unilateral decisions within my organizations, right? So like, I have to bring it back to teams. Like, here's what I'm looking at, and I go back. It's like, hey, what's the worst that can happen if we do this? And they're like, there's not a lot of downsides. Like, all right, so we're doing this. And so I do this, and we get it out there, and we get people buying, right? Like right out of the gate, webinars, people buying for $5K, whatever.
Yeah.
But with the initial objections, they're like, hey, this is cool and all, but like, I don't need this. Like, you need this, but like, I don't need this. Like, what do you really need? They're like, man, if you could just call my leads for me, I would pay you $25,000 for it. Like, and we had enough people saying that. It's like,
Product.
right? So then we start working on our AI lead manager. So now that's out. It's been out for a little over a month now, but it came because like people are demanding it, and so we made it.
Yeah, and it's an insane thing. I want to do. Do you want to run with a demo this time?
Let's do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
We can do. We'll do a quick little demo on it. So right now, basically, what it is, just break it down, simplify it for somebody who's not familiar with AI and all that stuff. Give us the breakdown of what it is.
Yeah. So basically, what we created right now, as it stands today, is that if someone goes on your website and it fills out a web form, right, it calls the prospect instantly, like. Not a few seconds later, not 5 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, instantly, right? Like we're talking like webhooks, right? So like under a second, like it's calling the prospect. Like the complaint we got recently was like, hey, can you slow it down a little bit? Because they haven't finished filling out page 2. Like, no, we're not going to slow it down a little bit. Like that's proactive defense.
The whole point is to get them to connect with us.
Yeah, and like we were getting like 50% answer rate, and then of the 50% answer rate, get 50% conversion rate for appointments. So we're really, really happy with that. So it's calling them, it's qualifying them, asking them like, confirming address, why they're selling, and so on. And then it's booking an appointment for your team. Now, what we're going to be releasing hopefully by this weekend is a live transfer element as well. Right? But yeah, it is, in my opinion, very human sounding. It is trained by our team. So like a lot of people that are creating AI products right now, it's just, and I don't want to say this like badgering the competition, but like most people are using AI like a glorified IVR. Like you call the bank, right? Press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 3. It's awful. No one likes it.
No, yours is really good. You heard it. I heard it. I think it's the best I've heard.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And so we created it as like, all right, we're designing a salesperson. We're coaching AI to be a salesperson. And then here are your objectives. Here are the 10 things you need to accomplish before you schedule an appointment. And then we let it run based off our sales philosophies and principles. So everyone else is building it from the ground up, or they're like taking other, recordings and designing the script based off of that. Like, no, like you have to learn how to mirror. You have to learn how
Yeah.
to label, right? Do all these things to then create comfort and trust so that they'll schedule the appointment.
And some context or some background. I don't think you talked about this, but you have extensive background in sales psychology. I mean, your sales training program. I mean, it's top tier.
Yeah, we've been doing sales training for 6 years now, and also like credit to you too, right? Like you taught me a lot about like body language and disc profiles, right? I still remember we were at Go Giver, Brandon Simmons mastermind event. It was Andrew LeBaron had a deal, right? It was a portfolio deal. And he was trying to figure out how to negotiate. And then Brandon's like, why don't you guys role play it? All right, Steve, Rafael, you guys role play this.
I remember
right?
that. Yeah.
And then you were the buyer. I was the portfolio owner. And Rafael, like 30 seconds, like, I'm not buying it from this guy. This guy's a freaking Christmas tree. Like, I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't even know what a Christmas tree was. It's like, that guy's a freaking Christmas tree. I'm not buying it. I'm done with this conversation.
What does that mean? I don't even know what a Christmas tree means.
So if you're looking like, for example, like basic, I guess the key behavioral elements. Think about DISC, right? You have your reds, your yellows, your blues, and greens, and there's different ways of categorizing behavioral strengths.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was just, because he was role playing, he was very analytical about it. But then he would also kind of push on the driver's side, so it was like switching.
colors.
In my head, it looks like switching colors, right? And it's like, there's no way this guy's gonna give me the thing.
He's a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a good
So a
analogy.
logical driver.
Yeah,
Right. It's
exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna negotiate with a logical driver.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, like so between the disc and everything else, like we've gone so deep on sales between Sandler, Chris Voss, NLP, and all the books, and then like, look, we've been beaten up in appointments since 2007.
Exactly.
Right. So like we know what works in sales, we know what doesn't work in sales. So what's unique to ours is that from what we can see, we're the only ones that are actually salespeople that created AI. Everyone else is creating AI and like using data to decide like how we should program it. Like, no, like we know what you're supposed to sound like in the phone. Let's make an AI bot that sounds like the perfect salesperson.
That's
let's
conversational.
Let's call it.
Let's do that.
I think people will be really impressed when they listen to it.
Do you still have that link where people can try it out?
Yeah, so if you want to try it out, so everyone's watching, right? So if you text the phone number 33777, and it's Vic, V-I-C. So if you text Vic 33777, it's going to ask you for your first name, it's going to ask for your email address, and the email address is important. I know some people don't want to give it. The email address is important because the email address is what actually sends you a summary of the conversation, right? Because it's going to tell you like the prospect's phone number, why they're selling, the appointment time, if it made sense, and then the transcript. Oh, and the URL to actually listen to the call. So
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah, so you get all of that in the email summary, and that's part of our product offering. So you put in Vic 33777. You put in your first name, your email address, and then it calls you and it tries to book an appointment.
All right, so I'm using. Hold up, I'm trying to do that right now.
So it's 33777, right?
777. Bam. Oh, it's taking me to the contacts. Hold on. I don't know what I've done. Up.
Yeah, but it's like it's something we're really, really proud of, and it's only going to get better because like the things we're going to be adding to it, like we're going to be adding psychographics to this thing.
Really?
Yeah, because like I honestly believe like 12 months from now, like you're going to be able to buy a house virtually without a human involved, right? AI lead manager, AI salesperson,
so?
AI transaction coordinator.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah,
That would be crazy.
Yeah, so like it's going to be like face to face, or you better have like the marketing budget to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't see a world where you're going to have a large virtual team anymore. Not in 12 months.
Long term, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think that's very true. Because it's frustrating to have to manage a big team, especially if they're virtual.
Yeah, and then you look at like the cost margins, right? Like as a business owner, like it might sound terrible, but again, like COGS, right? Like 10% to the acquisition manager, 2.5% to or 3% to the dispo manager, a couple $100, $500 to your TC.
Yeah, it adds up.
It's coming in.
Yeah.
It's queuing me for a couple of things in there, so I'm filling that out.
Yeah, your real address. Don't send us to your Hotmail or your Yahoo, or I think you're old enough for AOL. Rafael probably has.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
might.
absolutely. Yeah. I got my first email in my senior year.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Bam. Look for a call for a 623 number. All right, so I texted Vic 233-777.
So 3377. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, and it's calling. Hello.
Oh, hey. Yeah, this is Sarah. I'm calling from Objection Proof Selling. You popped up from a form online a little while ago, maybe about selling a property. Does that ring a bell?
Hey, Sarah. Yeah, I did. I filled out a web form online.
Got it. Thanks for confirming that. Just to get a bit more context, could you remind me what property you were considering selling?
123 Main Street.
Thanks for that. Do you happen to still own the property at 123 Main Street? Is it currently owner-occupied, vacant, or rented out?
Yeah, I own it. It's owner occupied.
Great to hear. And just out of curiosity, do you have a timeline in mind for when you'd like to sell or move?
I mean, I don't know if the offer depends on the offer, but I'm thinking within the next maybe 30 days. It's something that I have to do relatively quick.
I understand. It sounds like you're looking for a quick resolution. Can I ask, how would you describe the overall condition of the property right now? Would you say it's move-in ready or does it need some work?
It's in pretty good shape. I mean, maybe some cosmetic stuff, but I mean, I don't have a lot of time for the call. Can we move through this a little quicker?
Totally fair. I can keep it brief. How many bedrooms and bathrooms does the property have?
3 bed, 2 bath.
Thanks for that. Have there been any major repairs or updates done to the kitchen or bathrooms in the last 10 years?
Yeah, we did the kitchen about, I don't know, 5 years ago. But again, I got to get off the line here pretty quick. What else are you going to need? How can I get an offer on it?
I understand you're looking to connect with someone directly. Before we do that, I just need to ask a couple more quick questions to make sure it's a good fit. If someone wanted to get the place completely market ready, what do you think might still need to be done?
Maybe the bathrooms.
Got it. And just out of curiosity, what's got you considering selling to an investor instead of going the traditional route with a realtor?
It's more of a personal matter. I don't want to talk about it over the phone.
I understand, and that's totally okay. It sounds like there's a lot going on. Just one last thing. Do you have a ballpark number in mind that you'd ideally like to walk away with after the sale?
No, but I see that they're going for $350,000 on Zillow.
Thanks for sharing that. I'll note that down. Just one last question. Who else would want to be involved in this conversation if we move forward?
My wife. Probably.
Got it. Would it make sense to have... Got it. Would it make sense to have her join the next call so everyone hears the same information?
No, I'd rather talk it over first and then just go from there.
That makes total sense. I appreciate you sharing that. From what you've mentioned, it sounds like you're looking for some clarity around your options without pressure. Would you like to schedule a quick call with one of our specialists to explore this further?
Yeah, we can do that.
Great. What day and time work best for you?
I can do Tuesday at 3.
Perfect. I'll schedule you for Tuesday at 3 p.m. Can I confirm the best phone number for the call?
Yeah, 480-688-1234.
Got it. So that's 480-688-1234. Just to confirm, you'll be speaking with someone on Tuesday at 3 p.m. about your property. Thank you for your time today, and I hope this helps you find the clarity you're looking for.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate your time, too. Have a good day.
You're welcome. I appreciate your time as well. Have a great day.
So
That's really good.
That's incredibly
that's
human-like,
crazy.
man. That's
Yeah.
wild.
yeah, you notice like she did a summary,
Yeah.
right? It's like, okay, so here's what's going on, and then every time you gave her an objection, it's like, yeah, right, and then
Boom. Move on
She's
to the
like-
next.
She's like, yeah, I get it.
To
Let
the
me
next-
continue.
Yeah.
which
Exactly.
is like, which we like some of our VAs would like kind of deviate. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like there's like, oh, okay, I got to answer that question,
Yeah.
and then they kind of go down like this rabbit hole, right?
Right.
Or you're just going completely off the trail. So like, it was really important. Like, you got to get these questions answered, and then like, the part about like, who else, and make sure they get the same information. Like, could she be better? Absolutely, there's still room for improvement. We were working within the limitations of ChatGPT 4. ChatGPT 5 is out, but it is slow as hell. So we're working within the limitations of ChatGPT 4. until 5 gets faster.
Yeah.
And man, once 5 gets faster, we're gonna be able to do way more stuff. So
Yeah,
right now,
the whole thinking power behind that version is insane, dude.
yeah. So like right now, like it can only overcome so many objections. So everything is like get the appointment. Yeah.
No, that's very impressive.
And I mean, it's very lifelike. I love the background. You know, it's like she's typing on the keyboard and kind of like you have that whole.
You're not gonna think it's AI if it's stuff typing in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah, exactly. So it's. I mean, there's a lot of really good things to it. I mean, for a moment there, you're like, even though I know it's AI, you're like, oh, you forget you're talking to AI.
Yeah.
So I was trying to push it. I was trying to just kind of throw, like, I didn't want to give it an easy script, right? Like some different things, and it's really stuff that we come across on a regular basis. Like those are the conversations, right? They're not all perfect. They're not script like. So adjusting is a very important thing, and I mean that's an insane, human like.
Yeah, Ian was like in charge of that side, and he's like, this is his.
Dude,
baby.
Ian's so good.
That's his baby. Like I am like he does all the AI stuff.
Yeah.
I wrap everything else around the AI, right? Like everything else, the website, the phone calls, the phone system, everything else, right?
Yeah.
Even like running the sales team. But like he is like the AI guy. He is all day, every day, just locked in on AI.
Making it improve. Ian, I had him on the podcast a while back. You guys presented at one of my workshops, and he literally just like put down a clinic on the entire process of negotiation, breaking down the sales approach and everything. It's totally. Like,
I mean, like he's the only person I know that's a bigger sales nerd than me, so it's perfect to have him like run this.
Yeah, this is really good, bro.
Yeah,
this is really good.
You.
What's in the forecast for you guys? Like what's coming up?
So what you saw there, right? So I booked an appointment. What's next is like we're gonna have like an live transfers. So like I'm hoping to get that done this weekend. Where like you got a team, it's going to just transfer it to the team. So we're gonna have that. The live transfer is done.
Yeah.
I have to figure out how to get the information to you. So like, because like if you just answered 2 minutes worth of questions, you're not gonna want to answer them again.
Yeah.
Right. So I gotta figure out how to get the answers to you because the live transfer part I've figured out. And then after that, we're gonna have it where once book an appointment, it's gonna go in your calendar. Right. Like right now, it doesn't go in your calendar yet. Right now, you get an email and a webhook, but like I want to get it where it can actually go in your calendar. And then the other thing too is.
Are you guys gonna sync it with all the CRMs or just via webhook or?
So, I was gonna say this. So, screw all the other CRMs. That's where I'm at right now. Like F everybody else at this moment. I hate everybody else. So I am very passionate about service. Like my hot button is poor customer service. Right. Like we actually went yesterday to a walk-in clinic. They're like, hey, like you need to come in for a walk-in clinic. We went there, right, and we tried to schedule an appointment, and they said no, like it's a walk-in clinic. It's like okay, fine. We showed up. They're like, oh yeah, we don't do appointments after 3. Like you asked me, we told you we're coming in at 3:30.
Oh boy.
They're like, oh sorry, we don't do after 3. It's like, and it wasn't just the fact that they didn't do it and the fact that they're incompetent. It was like the crappy attitude of like, how dare you waste my time?
Which you don't get with AI.
You don't get that with AI, right?
And on top of that is like at some point you're going to give them your money.
Yeah,
It makes no sense when people are like that. It's
so
just crazy.
So for me, like service is like the most important thing, and what I'm running into it over and over again are we got the go-giver community.
Yeah.
It's awesome here, right? That is not what I'm experiencing online, right? So like Jordan Fleming with smartphone, absolute go-giver, works with me in every way possible,
he's
right?
a great dude, yeah.
Stephanie Butters, left me an REI, awesome to work with, right? Hey, here's what I need, boom, done. Everyone else is just like, they make it impossible for me to integrate within their system.
Yeah.
And so now, what I'm gonna be doing again this weekend is I'm gonna learn how to do Chrome extensions. So screw everybody else. So you know how like smartphone?
Yeah.
Right? You just go Podio, you install
Simple
the Chrome extension,
boom, that's
and you
it.
click it.
Yeah.
So what I'm building out is gonna be like, all right, you got the Chrome extension, you click on the phone number, and AI is just gonna call the lead for you.
Yeah.
Like forget waiting for everyone else to integrate. It's just Chrome extension.
Dude, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So like you got the Chrome extension, you just hit download recording.
Yeah.
Analyze the call for you right there. Like forget, I'm done waiting for everybody else. It pisses me off. Hate people right now.
I feel a lot of energy behind that. Do you feel that too, Vic? You're closer to him right now. I'd probably try to sit a little further apart.
Bit warm right now.
But if think about it, right? Vic's paying you for your CRM.
Yeah.
He's paying me for my AI tool. shouldn't we work together?
Absolutely.
So that he gets the benefit?
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
That is not how the other people are. I
Yeah.
don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe they see
interesting,
it as
but a great
as
workaround.
threat, maybe.
What's that?
Maybe they see it as a threat down the road, potentially.
Well,
Maybe, but again, our message in Phoenix, right? Like, we had the Go Giver meetup with Brandon Simmons. He hosted a room, right? It was Brandon.
That was yesterday, right?
They had their meetup yesterday.
Yeah, I wasn't able to make it.
But they had Carlos Reyes, Sal Shakir, Alex Saenz, Jalen White, me, you, Pace Morby, Jamil Damji, Brent Daniels,
Yep.
Jesse Burrell, Ego Dragunov, Andy Dragonova. And I know I'm missing people, right? But we were all in this room for what?
collaboration.
Collaborate, right? We went to Dallas for We Live 19. We had, at that event, I was speaking on stage. It was an event for me that's kind of like my coming out party, right?
Yeah.
Pace Morby, first one. Hey, I'm there for you. Jamil Damji, he's coming too,
Yeah.
right? And then Jesse, Evo, right?
Yeah.
Annie, and then Brian Apples comes out too,
Yeah.
right? Like they're all coming, not to get anything out of this, just to support me,
Yeah.
right? And so this is that squad up, collaboration, abundance mindset, something that Sean Terry, I credit him really for spreading the Go Giver mindset first and foremost.
Absolutely.
Right? But then it spread to Brandon Simmons, and then that's the way we've all had the success is this collaboration. So
Yeah.
So the lack of caring about your client, that's violating core value, because service is a core value for me. Pisses me off.
No, I get it, man. It is definitely a hot button. Going back to a real quick to the Go Giver mentality. I was pretty closed off to collaboration. I mean, I didn't know it from where I come from. Like, you don't collaborate people, you just guard all your shit so people don't steal it and run away with it. Right. And it's like it's a sad story. Like, that's a sad story.
Very sad.
And then we were working together because Brandon was doing dispo and I was doing acquisitions. And then I stepped down, so I left. A couple months later, Brandon calls me. He was like, "Hey, dude, I have this idea. I want to put together. Have you read The Go Giver?" I was like, "Yeah, it's a great book." I thought it was a great book, but I hadn't, that was like the extent of it, right? I wasn't in any masterminds yet. I wasn't, really like, squatting up with anybody. I was still in very much in my own little head. I'd seen some glimpses of it through the conferences and the events and all that stuff, but nothing with longevity, right? And he goes, "I want to put together a mastermind. Would you come if I put together a mastermind?" I was like, "Yeah, for you, bro? Yeah, absolutely." What's it about? It's like, well, I want to get every competitor in the Valley, sit them together at the same table, and then share what works.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I want to do that. I was like, "Dude, this shit's never gonna work."
Yeah, you're crazy.
You are crazy, but I'll go. It's like, cool, I'll go. And yeah, I mean, sure enough, we went to that first meetup, the Go Giver meetup. And I can't remember. I think Brandon opened it up with what was working for him on certain things, or Sean's business. I mean, because we were all working in that space. Yeah. It was like, oh, and then somebody else jumped in on marketing. I jumped in on like I think the first convo I had was on deal structure. It's like, oh, structuring deals or wholesaling, for example, assigning the creative financing deals and stuff that wasn't really mainstream to our world yet. We started putting together all kinds of stuff in the same room. It was like, wow. At the end of it, it was like, dude, this is something.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot, right? So there's Jerry Norton was there.
Yeah.
Brian Kingdeski was there, right?
Yep.
And so, like, I've always embraced, not always, I'll take that back. I was very scarcity mindset when I first started. But when I started reaching out, this is my, back when the realtor days, right? I reached out to Russell Shaw, like the alpha, right, in our community. And then we had the Callaways. Like, I reached out to a lot of top producing realtors in the Phoenix market, and they just gave.
Yeah.
They just gave. And so when I joined coaching back in 2010, 2011, what I noticed with the people that were the most successful were the ones that gave, the ones that shared. And once I, was it Success Leaves Clues?
Yeah.
Like, once I saw that, I was like, oh, then I can always just give and I'll be fine. Like, I started not giving. I started keeping secrets. I would give people bad advice. When I first started, I gave you bad advice.
I didn't go to that extent.
Oh, I did.
But that's pretty, man. That's pretty G right there.
Listen, mama mentality. Anyway, Yeah, I gave people bad advice. If I didn't know you, if you weren't in my circle and you're asking me for advice, like, all right, go do this instead. But you learn, like, the most successful people share. It's like, okay, well, if this is what they do, then this is what I must do.
Well, look at an example of that. Look at Pace.
Yeah.
Like Pace, he puts so much free information out there. And I mean, to me, he's kind of insane in a way because he does like 3-hour YouTube videos and he's done 9-hour YouTube videos and 13. I think it's crazy.
25, 26 is
20. I think that's
right. To most people, he's crazy. He's insane. But look how that came around and just brought him to the top. It's just crazy. Yeah. It's nuts.
Oh, building community and empowering, right? Like we all have the ability to do that kind of stuff. I just feel like, man, listen, if you don't have the ability to do stuff for yourself, like we were talking about earlier, when all the tools, all the things are there, you're just not willing to put in the work. You want to live like a millionaire, earn like a millionaire, but not do millionaire shit. Yep. It's the same thing. Like people are not going to go the extra mile, right? To nurture a community, to go that extra step. But I feel like that's the at least the mentality that has been kind of giving and breaking apart like little by little, at least in our industry. Now that you're tapping into, it's pretty interesting that you bring that up too, because you're tapping into a different vertical within the same industry, and like you're seeing the attitude is a little different here, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess they have a limited mindset, I guess, in the tech world. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. Maybe they just, because it's too much work, they don't want to bother. Maybe.
No, it's easy.
Really?
Like the things I ask for, it would take 15 minutes. Like I know it because I build it in Grok. Like they're like, hey, like I need this thing. It's like, okay, cool. I build it in 15, 20 minutes. I'll give you an example, and this is kind of embarrassing, right? So the first like 100 clients we had, most of them were like Gmail, Google Suite, right? Mm-hmm. So you just sign in with Google, pretty easy. Some people didn't have Google, so they have like sign in with a magic link, right? Yeah, simple. That's how I built like the first 100 clients. Yeah, right, simple. And then we started getting people that are using Microsoft Exchange, which I didn't know people in real estate did Microsoft Exchange. Magic Link doesn't work, or doesn't work as well. So they're like, hey, I can't log in. I was like, oh, just hit reset password, right? And they're like, where is it? And I went to my page, like, oh, I never built in a reset password. Right? But it took me 20 minutes from like, oh, I don't have a reset password to go into Grok, right? Hey, I need a reset password.
Walk me through it. Yeah.
Walk me through it. No, not walk me through it. Write the code for me. Yeah. Right? It wrote the code for me. I go to Cursor, right? I put it in a Cursor. I test it. It works. I take it from test to do a production development site. Yeah. 20 minutes, right? So for everyone that's not cooperating with me, it's because they don't care about their clients enough to put in 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Yeah, that is insane. That is insane. But you know what? It's also what's gonna, it's a differentiator. Yeah. I mean, it's really what sets people apart, right? You have the ones that care, the ones that are willing to go the extra mile, and then you have everybody else. So.
Yeah. But like, why would you not do everything you can to help people? Like that's the part that doesn't make sense. But the quote that I love the most is Zig Ziglar, right? You can have anything in life so long as you're willing to help other people get what they want.
That's a good quote.
That's always been like my favorite quote. And then you got the go-giver. I think it's number 4, right? Like your income is proportionate to the number of people you helped grow their income.
Harv Eker was huge on that mentality as well.
Yeah. So like, I just don't get it. You can see it's a hot button for me.
Well, speaking of success, because you've done well, yes, and then you've had some serious setbacks.
Yes.
What got you to do well? Number 1, and then how did you get out of that hole when you had those setbacks? What got you to the next stage?
I think one thing that's helped, right? I mean, we talked about the execution. Like, I'm just gonna go do it. I'm not gonna wait, right? But the other thing too is consistency. Like, we've started the podcast in May of 2018, and I've missed maybe a handful of weeks, like ever, right? Like, I know I always skip Thanksgiving, 4th of July, like the week of 4th of July, unless like it was like on a Saturday or Sunday, then I'll still do it. But like if 4th of July was too close to a Wednesday, I didn't record those days. Always skip Thanksgiving, and then between Christmas and New Year was like, hey, if I can get someone, great. If I can't, it's no big deal. Yeah. So like 3 times in a whole year, I won't record an episode. Yeah. Right. So consistency is the other thing, and the third thing I would say is just irrational confidence. I have this faith that no matter what, I'll figure it out, and I will bet everything to know that I'll figure it out. So when we started, like I always had a good amount of money in the bank, right? So in June of 22, or say March of 22, I got $500,000-$600,000
in your bank.
in my bank account, right? So $500,000-$600,000 like in the bank account, right? You got your rainy day fund, right? But and also at the time, like I'm spending like $150K a month, like in overhead, right? So $500,000-$600,000 in the bank, like I'm good. I don't care what happens. I'm invincible.
Yeah,
you can't hurt me, right? And then the rate, you know,
I've been there.
The rate got adjusted, right?
Yeah.
And so like Phoenix
wipes out all the pipelines.
Phoenix was instant, right? So I felt it in the real estate side. Like I go to my old partners like, hey, look, like things are bad right now. Like you need to go do more to keep this thing going, right? Like you gotta, like the KPIs are not looking good. Like all the leading indicators are good, but our lagging indicators suck.
Yeah.
You need to put your nose down. You need to go and like push this harder. Yeah. So that's one side, and that lasted 4 months, by the way. And then the other side was I got my clients are all real estate investors. So like I just took it in the chin on the real estate side, and then the rest of 22, and then most of 23.
Everyone else did.
Yeah, everyone else is taking it. And so hey Steve, like I know I'm paying you for coaching, but like we got to cut back. And like right now, I'm sorry, we're cutting back on sales training. So like I went through all that. So like that $500,000-$600,000 in the bank account became zero pretty fast, and then it became negative. And I had this, again, my confidence, I will figure this out, is like, I'm not going to let anybody go. Like, we're going to make this work. Unfortunately, we let a bunch of people go eventually when we ran out of money. Yeah. But that insane confidence is like, I will bet on myself. I'll take stupid loans, right, to make this work. So I took some pretty bad loans, right? You know, you're talking, they're not quite payday loans, but like, they're pretty bad, right?
Cash flow financing.
Exactly, right? But, you know, like, I'm going to make this work.
How do I know that, Steve? How do I know that?
You must have looked it up online, right? But yeah, so like I bet the farm, I got to some debt, but here we are. So like I think it's the consistency, it's that I will figure it out. That unwavering faith in yourself, I will figure it out, and then you know, always. I think also community. Community is absolutely huge.
No,
right?
dude,
Absolutely huge, right? Like having the right people around you. Hey, here's what I'm dealing with. What are you seeing? You know, like when Vic came on, he was talking about like how he pivoted from hedge funds to like doing portfolio deals, right? Like having the right people around you, and then I think the other thing too is like, you know, having the right people in your corner in your organization. I think that's absolutely huge. I got the best freaking team.
Touching on that, when you said I will figure it out, like you don't quit, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
I think we all have that.
Well, I think those of us that are still in business.
Well, yeah, the ones that are still in business. But here's the thing. I think it's a gift and it's a curse, because you think I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll just keep working harder. Yeah. And you work harder, and when you're in a bad market, things don't improve. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, you got to have that, I'll figure it out, I'm not going to quit, but you also have to adapt. You have to shift to the market. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one thing that a lot of us didn't do, or we did it, but we did it too late. So I think people watching, I mean, if you're still in that place where like, I have that attitude, I'm not going to quit, I'm going to figure it out, but things are still not working, you probably have to shift.
Yeah. Well, I would say the biggest lesson, and I'm grateful for this lesson, the biggest lesson is you're not responsible for everybody. I thought I was responsible for making payroll, right? Like, I'll do everything I can to make payroll. But eventually there came a day where like I just couldn't make payroll anymore. We had to let people go. Yeah. And it was painful to do it. But what I saw was every single person I let go landed on their feet quick. Like, because they were quality individuals, right? Like, if you're working in my company, you're a quality person. You've got quality skills. So I'm thinking, like, if I don't pay them, like, they're gonna suffer. Like, every single one got a job within a week. Yeah. So, like, I carried all this load and burden
for no reason. Yeah.
That was the biggest lesson for me.
Was it an ego thing? Like, you feel like you're failing yourself?
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like I'm failing myself. I feel like I'm failing them, right? Which, like, going back to, you know,
but it is ego. You know, it is ego. Yeah.
Well, it's ego.
It's you're loyal, which is good, but it's also a little bit of ego.
There's a little bit of ego, but like this was like some hard programming, right? So like, look, I'm the oldest of 6 boys, right, in an immigrant family. My parents always told me, like, hey, if something happens to mom and dad,
You take care of them.
you're responsible for making sure your 5 brothers graduate college and get good jobs and take care of them until they get jobs, right? So you got that side.
Yeah.
And on top of that, by the way,
That's a
because
lot.
you're the oldest son, when we retire, we also expect you to take care of us. So, like, that's the wiring I've got.
Yeah, you're screwed, buddy.
Yeah.
Right? But it also
You
goes
got
back
issues.
but it goes back to the service, right? I think that's the reason why also like
Yeah.
I care so much with
Yeah.
our clients.
No, I mean it makes perfect sense. I mean that's why I brought the question up. Not that I wanted to pry or anything, but
Yeah.
but it makes a lot of sense, right? And I feel like as entrepreneurs, we look at things like that. We question ourselves: why are we doing things, and is it still in alignment with the path that I want to walk? I mean, obviously, you came across a lot of things that were not in alignment with your path.
Yeah.
So you had to switch those things, right?
Right.
And, switching verticals, changing strategies, and I mean. On a personal note, right? On the emotional and psychological side, dealing with that kind of stuff is like, man, I had to do something that I just didn't really want to do. Goes against all my principles. At the end of the day, though, it's what needed to be done, right? What serves, and I feel like. Have you ever dealt with a problem for way longer than you should have, and you have no reason why?
Yeah, I
Like,
think
and
we all have.
it's totally
Yeah.
this is a rhetorical
Oh, yeah.
question too, but I mean I feel like that's the reason for it, right? The better we get at catching that kind of stuff or that kind of behavior within ourselves,
Right.
the better entrepreneurs we become.
That's what I meant. We
Right.
have to. Sometimes we just refuse to adapt.
Yeah,
You have
Refuse to
adapt.
accept.
Accept and adapt.
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. Like I said, like, you know what? Yeah, I'm trying. I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna figure it out. But it's not working.
yeah,
I need a shift.
exactly.
You know?
Well, that's when you gotta have the right people on your side too, right? So like
Yeah.
I am incredibly blessed. Everything I got, like right now, all the success we have, this momentum we have right now, which is the most momentum I've ever had in my career. I've been doing this for 20 years now, right? The most momentum I've ever had is because I've got the right people in my organization. So like the way I've described them is like they're the dream team.
But also, not to interrupt you, but also one thing, and it's in the book, The Prince, by Machiavelli, right?
Machiavelli, yeah.
He says that you have to adapt to the times.
Yeah.
Like, see what the trend is, and you got to jump on the trend. And that's what you did.
I did, but also like I couldn't do it
Without your team.
without my team, right? So we already talked about Ian, right? Like the guy is the whisperer for AI. So like he's been coaching his AI bot for 2 years. I basically just took his AI bot and I put it in our tool, right? Like I told him like for a long time, like you're wasting time. Like go sell something, right? So like, but we put that in, and like the guy, he's so good that he's being recruited by people, and he's like, nah, man, like I'm home here.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's how good he's like. He was telling me like the offers he gets, like, man, like if you left, I wouldn't be mad at you. So we got that. We got Summer. She's like who I think you might have met as well. Like she like holds the fort down. Like if I go
she's
down
really
for
good.
6 months, like
Yeah.
we're fine. Like she's got operations, finances down. We got Ben, who is our marketing guy, and I basically, took him out from like an agency that I was working with, because like I saw how good he was, right? And so like he's thinking about marketing nonstop. He's thinking about like he's like clicking on other people's Facebook ads. He's sending messages at like 8:00 at night, like, hey, we should do this, right? So he's actively thinking about the business. We got Manny in the media team. Like he's constantly paying attention. How can we iterate? How can we get better? How can we produce better content? How can we go, not necessarily viral, but like how can we get more engagement right now? And then we got, I know I'm missing some people here, but like we had like freaking dreams. We got Ira, our VA. I call her nickname Skynet, right? Like she knows all. Like anything that happens, like she's made it through with me through every owner in the wholesale company, or every leader in the wholesaling company, right? So my old partner, Lena, Ryan, Jaden, and then me. So she made it through all of us, right? And now she's running like all operations inside our company right now. And then we got Brett, right? Our sales manager. Like that guy, he genuinely cares. I think you might have met him, Brett McCollum,
Yeah.
right? He genuinely cares about all our salespeople. Like he's running sales management now. He cares. He listens to the call. I don't have to ask him to listen to calls. I don't have to say, hey, what's going on? Like he is identifying and letting me know, which I think is one of the things that, we're talking about hiring is like people that are proactively finding problems and letting you know about what they're doing to fix it.
Yeah.
man, I could not have this momentum without everyone on our team finding problems and telling me how they fixed it.
Yeah. When you got to tell your team what to do, that's
God.
the worst.
Dude.
That's the worst.
Yes. Yeah. Don't get me started on that. but yeah, no, I mean, it's incredible. And I'm happy for you for having that level of momentum. One, it's well deserved. You put in the work for so many years. You've changed so many lives. I mean, you've impacted so many in the industry. I mean, you've made some incredible connections. I mean, you started off with a mission to create what was it, 100 millionaires?
100 millionaires, yep.
Yeah, 100 millionaires. And I mean, I feel like through the ripple effects, I mean, you've already surpassed that, easy.
I'm pretty sure I have, but I like to verify. So
yeah. So if you became a millionaire through the efforts of Steve, give him a shout out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, it's a pleasure, being able to share this journey with you.
Yeah.
Calling you a friend is an honor. So I mean, I feel like Vic is gonna see or is gonna agree to that one.
Oh, totally, 100%. It's just amazing to see how we're literally sitting at an event together.
yeah,
And we're like, well, shoot, start a podcast. And now we're here and you not only started a podcast, but you made it the most successful podcast for real estate. If you think about it, I mean, there's not a more successful podcast, I don't think.
yeah.
Right?
I mean, I think Bigger Pockets probably argue with you, but
Well, but I think guys, I think
Bigger what?
I haven't been on it, so I don't care.
But I think so. I think Bigger Pockets is bigger for the people that want to be investors.
Yeah.
But I think operators.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Operators,
No, for sure.
The number one show is Steve's by far,
Yeah.
right? So just to see that, and now you're going into AI is just super cool.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Steve, to wrap it up, I guess. But yeah, once again, man, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, if somebody wants to reach out, maybe give you a hug.
No.
No hugs for Steve, by the way. He will shoot you.
Certified Kung Fu instructor, so no, don't hug.
Where's the best place to reach you at?
I mean, I think the best place really is still perhaps Instagram at Steve.Trang. I think our podcast, Disruptors, is on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. But we're putting a lot of quality stuff on Instagram. And then I recommend everyone just check out, right? Like we have, you can check out the AI caller. Once you do that, by the way, that's the first version. Call it back. It's a different version, right? Because it's like the number you call when you call it back is like the number it's going to get if it's a TV or a direct mail where you just call instead of a web form. So when you call, it's a different bot or a different version of the bot.
Yeah, so it's not the same conversation over and over again.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I love that.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would say those are all the best ways to get a hold of me.
And before we let you go, I always like to know, because I like to ask people that are doing well, I'm like, what are the top 3 books that changed everything for you?
Man,
what are those 3 books?
I'll go with different books because I think a lot of people say similar books. I would say The Road Less Stupid by Keith Cunningham is one of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah.
If you could undo your 3 worst financial decisions, where would you be today? It's like, oh my God, where would I be today?
Totally.
Right? So Keith Cunningham's The Road Less Stupid. Dan Nicholson's book, Rigging the Game. It requires a lot of introspection, but it's one of the reasons why I was able to quit real estate. Was like,
What's it called?
Rigging the Game.
Rigging the Game.
Because it talks about making decisions where you minimize the downside and maximize the upside. If all your decisions reduce the downside but increase the upside,
that's huge.
Where would you be?
Yeah, exactly.
And then Larry Yatch, a former Navy SEAL, I hired him to coach our organization, which was cool because then I told people I'm being trained by a Navy SEAL.
By a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, that's what I tell people, and that my team's always like, "Shut up, Steve." But I hired him, and he taught us how to communicate effectively. So I hired him to be a leadership coach, right? But he's like, yeah, you can't lead an organization unless you can coordinate action effectively.
Yeah.
And so we got way better at communication, right? It's something as simple as if I told you hey, Rafael, here's what I want done, you heard it one way, right? I meant it another way, but whatever, you did it. I was like, Rafael, that's not what I wanted. But I say, hey, Rafael, here's what I want. Here's why it's important, and here's what success looks like.
Yeah.
Right? And then you if you know the why, then you'll figure out the how. I don't have to communicate the how. I say, here's what I want. Here's why it's important. You'll figure out the how, because as long as I get the what, I don't care.
Yeah.
But the why gives clarity on the what.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I learned that from him. So How Leadership Actually Works by Larry Yatch. I would say those 3 books they're not as big, but I think that if you read those 3 books, you'll make much better decisions. You'll communicate much more effectively as an organization.
Impactful. Nice.
Awesome.
Big, do you have any other questions for Steve? I have one more.
No questions, but I will say if you want to get Steve's AI program, it's what's the number
33777.
And then
Vic, VIC.
The word Vic. I know you're gonna finish it, but before you do, guys, hit us up if you have any real estate deals you want to do with me and Rafael. The point of this show is to get you guys in the business, doing deals with us. If you don't do deals with us, with someone else, but we want to do business with people that are watching us.
Yeah, well, it's just to add on that, right? So someone asked me, Kong Lee, right? One of the best guys in the business. Like, what tips do you give someone that's starting? Or what tips do you give to people? It's like, start, don't stop.
Yeah,
right?
Start, don't stop.
Don't stop. Like, I think, and then surround yourself with the right people.
But I think the biggest one is having a mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
cutting the learning curve somehow,
100%.
right? You got to find, not to break cliches or anything, but it's not like if you have somebody around you. For example, I talk about Sean all the time. I had the privilege of being part of his team and then being right there in the trenches, right? So I mean that was my mentorship experience.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have that, I would have found somebody, who had already done it, right? And then, go to a mentor. But there's always something, YouTube University is only going to get you so far. Mm-hmm. There's connections, there's networks, there's everything else that comes with a mastermind community or a mentorship, stuff like that. So,
well, I was going to say, if you really look at history, Steve Jobs used to work for the CEO of Hewlett Packard. Like he gave him his first job. Henry Ford used to work for Thomas Edison. Like if you really look at all these uber successful people, they work for another successful person at one time.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get to that high level of success by yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, and I say we talk about communication, right? It's like, cut the learning curve. I'll give you an example here. So instead of saying cutting the learning curve, right? Like if we can compress time, if we can reduce the amount of time where you have massive success, is that worth it?
Yeah.
Right? Because if we look at the learning curve, it's like, we can see it, but we can feel, right? Shaving years off. I mean, I wasted 9 years of my life trying to figure this stuff out on my own.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's crazy, and I mean, I'm right there with you on a lot of the stuff that I've tried out. So before we go, Steve, if you were walking down the street and you ran into your 17-year-old self, what advice would you give that kid?
Man, I would. It's tough because everything I've done is a function of all the lessons I've learned. So there's not a lot of lessons I've learned. I wish I didn't learn, but it would be a lot easier if I just bought all the real estate in 2009. Right? It would have been a lot easier. So I was cocky in 2009. I know, shocker. So I was cocky and thinking paying 18% interest rate is stupid.
Yeah.
You should never pay credit card rates to buy a house. That's just dumb, right? But everything in Maryville was $30,000.
You were buying something for $20,000, $30,000.
Yeah, put it on a credit card.
Yeah, I could have cash flowed from day one on every property in West Phoenix.
Yeah.
I should have bought every property in West Phoenix when at the auctions or everything else. Literally 18%. I thought 18% was dumb.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it on the other side as cash flow, right? Thought I knew everything. So the advice I would give is cash flow is more important than cost.
I love that. Awesome. Fam, well, you heard it here. If you're not following Steve, I don't know what you're doing with your life. You should. So go follow Steve right now. Definitely check out the AI. I mean, the stuff that you're coming up with, man, big kudos on it. So
thank you.
So it's really, really impressive. Definitely check us out. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, do so, please, and share the love. Send this out to somebody who you think might benefit from this conversation. And this is a two-way street, right? It's a two-way communication. Let us know what you guys want to hear, the topics that you want us to cover. And like Vic said, make sure that you send us deals. If you want to JV with us, we are all for it. So this is a two-way street. Collaboration always wins, man.
Yeah,
so
100%.
All right. With that being said, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay focused. You got this.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Boom.